As the dependency of financial organizations on technology is increasing, financial firms are facing exponentially increasing privacy and security risks to their valuable assets. As the cybercrimes have increased manifold, security mechanisms employed by many of the financial organizations are no longer optimum. A robust data privacy framework is required to provide a safe financial environment to users. As customers became wary of the data security risk, this could also be seen as a key differentiator for organizations as they look for growth opportunities. The focus on data privacy will definitely be a key factor in winning customer trust. Consequently, security cannot be static to meet these threats. It must be a continuous process to monitor and respond to new risks as they emerge. We have a very special guest from the leading financial organization to help us build a holistic approach to manage data security across the organization. Please help me welcome Shiv Kumar Pandey, Group CISO, BSE, in this very interesting fireside chat. A very warm welcome to you, Mr. Pandey.
Yeah, thank you very much, Tanvi.
So let me quickly jump to the first question. How has the ongoing pandemic changed the dimensions of digital transformation as compared to the pre-pandemic times?
See, the COVID-19 pandemic has impacted every aspect of the life. There is no way around it that we have to be prioritize the human lives and safely as well as complies with the government regulations also. So as an outcome of the pandemic, there's a more digital transformation. If you see the adoption of the digital transformation as well as the digital technology, and even you can the cloud adoption is become taken as a quantum leap and the fast forwarding process by several years. Process by several years, and these changes could be permanent also. And most of the organizational planning for the long haul and the funding of the digital initiative has exponentially increased in the last couple of the years. Now working from home is a new concept, or it's like an you can say not working from home, but working from anywhere is the culture is built in the organization itself only. So now it's become very important provide the cybersecurity training and awareness to the human beings or for the employees even become very, very important. And it's also become very important to bring these kind of cultures in a future also. And so because the attack surface are increased, and new technologies and tools are also to be introduced to meet this kind of work from home or work from any kind of requirement also. So, and as a result of this, I can say the information and cybersecurity has become very important. So employee productivity kind of software is also coming up where the organizations are monitoring not only the end user employee whether they're working on the organization things or not, or their personal things. So these kind of softwares are also coming up. And the as I said, employees cybersecurity training and awareness is also become very important. So these are the drastical changes you can say because of the pandemic situations.
Yeah, so that brings me to the next question, which is all about what are the key critical challenges for us CISO today, especially after the impact of COVID-19 has changed the business priority of most of the organization.
See, if I say most of the challenges remain same if you talk about the hacker perspectives, but then the new concept, as I said, work from home or work from anywhere is again, and that to working on the continuously on the same environment is a big challenge because as I said, the attack surface is now increased. Then the zero-day malware attack that was anyways there. So new concepts are coming up. That's something like zero trust cybersecurity framework and adopting those policies. Then there is a drastically change after the pandemic situation, the cloud adoption, and that too also the hybrid kind of cloud-based services again a big challenges. And And data localization on these, because of the local regulators, is again the big challenges. So forced to work remotely, organization has to be figure out, on the fly, that what works, what does not during that, pandemic. They are coming out, as I said, the employee productivity software kind of stuff, and no single policy or program can fit for all circumstances and the combination for remote and the on-site work. Even regulators are pushing for biometric kind of the authentication and all. So these are the things are anyway coming up. If I can say, there are the this the hybrid work environment are likely to be continue for is likely to be continue only, because now organizations are used to that. At least not 100%, at least 20 to 30% they want to work from the remote. So again, this is and this will be continuous for most of the organization. And the cybersecurity area is a continuously evolving. So is the new threat landscape also, and which focus on the focus on to innovate and come up with the solution on this new environment also.
Yeah, absolutely. So according to you, I mean, what are the challenges you face in your data protection efforts? And if you can talk about your data protection strategy, I mean, what is the importance, your data protection strategy puts on a secure and a reliable backup?
See, we have stringent, data security and data privacy policies, and we have implemented also same on our own organizations. So that depends upon the many framework also, the regulatories, the other, the standard framework also. And maintaining and securing the data while we collect from the customer is a crucial area for focus to us. Hence, we manage complete data life management cycle of the given data. From starting, we do the data flow analysis, we do complete data life cycle management, and BSc has implemented many technology on the same. You talk about data leakage prevention, you talk about data classification, data encryption, data masking. These are the technology also which we have implemented to safeguard our complete data security, as well as from the data privacy point of view.
Yeah, those are some great initiatives. And we have recently heard about your SOC initiative. So if you would like to highlight what are your next gen SOC initiatives?
So we have implemented, our next gen SOC 5 years back only. So it's we called as a next gen cybersecurity operation centers. So there are more than 40 niche technologies are there, because we are being one of the national critical infrastructures, and we are always on the radar of the target hackers. So deployment technologies include like SIM, so cybersecurity analytic, forensic tools, even UBA kind of yes, our access management system, PAP, DAM, you name it. I mean, most of the technology is there. We even anti-persistent, advanced persistent threat, and EDR things. So, and the beauty of these technologies are chosen in such a way that they are integrated with each other, so that we get the exponential benefit out of the same. And most of the technology is integrated in such a way that we get the automation case study out of the same. And the niche technologies like UBA, anti-APT, deception technology, a real-time forensic, were implemented with the integration of the most of the technology. Apart from that, in this next gen soft, we have a subscription from domestic as well as the international, threat intelligence feed also. And the USP of this next gen cybersecurity operations center is all about cognitive and machine learning technology, which gain deeper insight by ingesting and understanding the extensive data sources, and including human generated data like blocks and other stuff. So we are using with the help of AL and ML more automation, so that we can quickly respond these kind of uh, cyber incident in more proactive manners.
Yeah. And what are the best practices you suggest to ensure backup recovery and replication for all your applications and data?
See, if you talk about backup and the replication, so we have real time backup and the replication. So we are even using synchronous and replication to our DR site, and our PR and DR we religiously follow, you can say. So like every quarters, at least 1 week we fully operate from DR site, and the penalties from the regulator is also very high if you talk about the PR and DR side. So it is a disk to disk backup for all the data, which is on again on the encrypted format. No lateral movement is there, and the BCP and DR policy is a practice on most of the month and weekends, and we actually fully 100% operate from our DR side. And RTO and RPO, if I'm talking about our RPO is a real, near real time, and even RTO is, the 45 minutes.
What are the key trends you think will be forming in your industry, and how technology will be an enabler in the coming year?
See, nowadays, I mean, we are anyway, technology-driven companies, so prior to pandemic and after pandemic also. I mean, it's you can say most of the stock exchange, not even financial, it is a tech, fintech kind of firms. So because we are providing the platform, to provide a trading for you, just some of the things that per day trade is about, approximate 700 million orders per day we are getting. We operate in 6 microseconds, so you can understand what kind of value we are carrying it. But if you talk about the trend after this pandemic, as I said, more and more now people are, I am seeing, actual digitization is happening in nowadays, and cloud adoption is also become very fast, because work from home or work from anywhere kind of culture is coming out. So I can see, and as I said, as more digitization will be happen, more cloud adoption, so new kind of, risk will be also emerging, and which is, because your attack surface is now increased a lot. So you need to be ready to safeguard from those kind of risks also.
Yeah, definitely. So what are the focus areas, for when you say that the threat will be increasing? So what will be your key security focus areas for next 2 years?
Key security, see, if you talk about the key security areas to be focused, anyway, first is the, if you talk about the zero-day attacks, which is the new malware attack and new ransomware attacks, is anywhere there, which is anywhere there. Then spear phishing attacks are increasing a lot because human being is the weakest link. You need to provide, the cybersecurity training and awareness for this human being also. And if you talk about, it is not only for your employees, you need to provide this kind of training or cybersecurity training and awareness, in your complete ecosystems also. And these becomes really a big new challenges for us if we talk about the risk perspective. And as I said, the cloud adoption will be more, so there is a new technology risks on the cloud perspective also. And there are lots of regulation will also come, on the cloud front also. Example for the data localization, that your cloud data center will be Indian geographic location, something like that. So these are the new challenges which I can see, within the upcoming years.
Yeah. Thank you so much for answering that last question, Shiv. This is indeed a very thought-provoking discussion, and insights are quite deep and thorough. I'm sure your insights will have a broad direction to the security leaders. And thanks a lot for taking out time for this fireside chat.
Thank you. Thanks.
For more updates from CXO TV, please like and subscribe to our channel.